Hey folks, how you doing? Is it just me or are you already folks? Are you really looking? How you doing? Some people here? Is it just me or are you already excellent? Everything's excellent. All right. Can you see this? Let's see. How you doing? Twitch running. YouTube running. All right. Let's go to Fluxon. Whoop. All right. Oh yeah. Also, I always have to remove my Z shell history before I go live because I have this auto completion thing and it just shows you the old commands I used together with my like license key and everything. So yeah. All right. So today, hey, thanks for joining, Captain Gully. If you don't know already what FluxonUI is a component library for LiveView. And I've been waiting for this already for quite some while. Like Andriel, he announced it like 4 or 5 months ago. And I saw it, and already back then it looked really cool. Not sure whether he works together with a designer or whether he is a designer himself, but all of these components are just incredibly well designed. So I was really excited about that. And he launched it just a day or two ago. It's $150, $149. So it's kind of like Tailwind UI, half price. But I think it will be worth it. I hope it will be worth it. So I bought it right away. Oh, cool. Had a bit of play this morning. It's really nice. Cool. Good to hear that. Let's see whether we can reproduce your findings. Yeah, they also have docs here, so you can actually go through all the components, and it's just really cool stuff. I mean, here things that I don't want to implement myself over and over and over again, and I couldn't even make it so nice as Andriel did it here, like let's see, like an accordion, for example, and then you have like one, but if you open the other one, you have to close the other, and it's a whole, there's so many things, so many details. And then even if you want to like a drop down, and then like you see the animation, or maybe you don't see it, but there's like a slight, phasing in animation. It's just cool stuff. Yeah. Let's see what else. And also, I'm not sure whether you heard that, but they removed the modal from the LiveView generator. So if you generate a project, you don't have a modal anymore. Yeah, and this one actually, it's also much nicer modal. Yeah. One thing I would love to see is some of this components referred to state. Would love for the website UI to support changing the state. Tables is a good examples. What did they? Yeah, they removed the modal now. I think with the latest Phoenix version, because they didn't. I don't know. Actually, we can actually generate a new project. Maybe it's already merged. But yeah, they removed it. Hang on, where's GitHub? GitHub, docs, source. So just the other day they merged the modal. So I don't know what they use now. Here, the simplified live generator, August 16th. Yeah, there was a whole discussion, but basically Jose says, and he's right. I mean, he says they don't use the modal component anymore in the generator, so let's just take it out. Let's just remove it. And, makes sense, to be honest. Sorry, maybe I'm louder now. Hopefully you can hear me well. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. So this is already merged in. Is it already in a tag? Maybe. It's already, right? It's one of these things. Can you see that on thank you, loud and clear. Yeah, core components is large, and if you have like a component in there that you don't use, why put it there and support it? But again, that's also like Brian Cardarello from Dockyard. I had him in an interview, And I also asked him, what does he think? What should we improve in order to make Elixir more approachable and to increase adoption? And he said there should be something like like we should have more components that you can use in LiveView just out of the box. So you could generate a LiveView project, and then you have all the things you would need. But yeah, I don't think that the core components thing should be doing that, like all of the things, right? But there's so many components you might need. So I think Fluxon, although it's paid, it's not free, but I understand. I mean, this actually takes a lot of work. And just like Tailwind UI, it's one of these things you buy once and then use it everywhere, and it's gonna every single day you're gonna get value out of it. So I think it's perfectly fine. And $149. I'm happy to pay that amount because I work every day, build UIs every day with these components, hopefully in the future. So it will be more than valuable to me. But let's see whether it's worth $149. But what I meant is with the modal is gone. So I want to find out actually in which release this is. And I'm not sure whether GitHub allows me to do that really, which is always one of these. Maybe it's in the changelog. Changelog. Modal. Yeah, 172. Probably they removed it here. No, that's in 2023. No, okay. Yeah, the last release is in, what's that, May? June? Easy purchase, yeah. Okay, well, actually I would be interested to see now, but we would need to pull it directly from GitHub. But I would be interested to see how they actually do the editing part. Where is it? Mix? Lib mix? Like when you generated a new route, like a LiveView, and you always had the table, and then you had a button to edit a record. And I think they removed the modal for a new site, so you actually patch over to a new site. So task, and then mix gen live, and then here they use form, which are the templates they're using. Yeah, maybe it's not that important. Here, the user live form. Which case? Well, here. Anyway, I think the priv. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Priv templates right on. Live form. Here we go. And this is a live form. It's a live view now. Okay, so it's a whole. Yeah, and it's a simple form. And then navigate back. Hello. Thank you for joining. And it's edit, new. And what happens if you do edit? It assigns the form. Does it send you back or something? Here, save. It navigates back. Yeah, okay, so this is a whole, they removed the modal. It was a component. I believe so too. Actually, the form was a component, now it's a live view. So I think they removed the modal and they just send you to a completely new site when you edit a record, and instead of this pop-up modal, which I never really liked anyway, to be honest. Like it was, yeah, I always replaced it eventually with a custom route and a live view like this, because eventually you always need to add some extra validations, or you want to have some extra information, and just the modal is, you also can't, I mean, you can kind of navigate to the modal, but it's kind of weird. So actually now having a second live view, I appreciate that choice. But yeah, that means now that we don't have a modal anymore. However, Fluxon actually has one for us, so that's pretty cool. And they have like a max width, fixed width, full width. Okay. And I also love the animations on all of them. It's actually like they come in, they go out, all that kind of stuff. All right. What else? Sheet. Oh, that's also cool. Open a sheet. Yeah, from the side. Man, this is just, I've been implementing this, I don't know, 20 times now, and every single time I get it wrong, because you have to hide it, and then you have to slide it into the window, and then you have to slide it back, and you have to change the position of the sheet. That's basically how you do it. Like, you position it outside of the window, and then you slide it in, and then you slide it out. And every single time I got it wrong. And also what he has here with this, like, slightly, it gets darker, right? When you open this, like, to have a focus there. And that's just the cool stuff. Like, this is next size. So you have like a fixed width and a full sheet even. Okay. I think you also had like a bottom. Oh yeah, and you can even change the animation. That's pretty cool. Slow. Opacity. Oh, okay. Custom backdrop. Yeah. Full blackout. Very, very nice stuff. And yeah, also you can do like a bottom sheet, and that's I tried it on the phone, and this actually looks really cool on the phone when it slides up from the bottom. And then you might have like, a button, like, do you want to confirm this action? And then you slide it up from the bottom, and you just, with your thumb, you press confirm, and it moves on. It's really, really cool. Yeah. A tooltip, man. I have pulled in, every single time I pull in a JavaScript library to have a little tooltip thing. And then you also have that, like, when you go, like, you want to make it selectable, you want to actually like continue to show it even if the mouse doesn't hover over the icon anymore. So there's all these little details. This is really cool stuff. You can even add an image, a text, even an element. God, this is so good. Placement, top, bottom, right, left. Favorite. Delay. Okay. Yeah, if you need that. This is really cool stuff. Well, I already like went through it a long time ago. Input. Yeah, with a description. Every single time I had to change my core components, and add like a description thing, and I had to, in every project I had to do this again. So good. Oh, you have a description and you have a help text. That's also cool. Like, the help text is below and the description is in between. Very nice. Small input, large input, disabled input. Oh, interesting. He doesn't show in the docs here how he disables it. Maybe just setting the disabled element, right? Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh, also, what's this? Ah, the placeholders. Okay. Oh, yeah, nice. Like this little icon here to show it in the correct position. That's also not easy to do. It's like an absolute thing, but then if you position it absolutely in the left corner, you have to push your text a little bit to the right, because it's an absolute thing, so you can't actually, like, you always have to push the text manually, and just to get the spacing right, it's just really hard. Like the HTTPS thing here, and that it still looks good, and then looks good on different screens, looks good on mobile. Like if I move my browser window, like, you can kind of see that the distance always stays the same. Where is it now? Yeah. Even on small windows, still looks good. Man, this is really cool stuff. Right? They're really cool. Yeah, this is something you could really spend an hour or two on just to get this thing right. And here's just do this, and then you do, what's this? Inner prefix. It's a slot. Awesome. So cool. Outer prefix. Okay, if you want to actually, man, how many times did I implement this with the money, where you have to select the currency? Like, I never implemented it because it was too difficult. I just said, it doesn't matter. Just make the people choose, do like euro 1, 2, 3, and then money on the back end. They actually will pass it for me, or like a dollar sign, and just make a dollar by default. But by having like an explicit picker, it is something you expect, right? But it's just so hard to implement. My God. Okay. Nice button inside the input. Yeah, all right, cool. One last one, switch. Date picker would be cool as well. Switch, okay. Toggle with the label, different sizes, disabled. All right, colors, nice. Oh yeah, there was one with the badges. That's also really cool. Every single time I had to copy paste the Tailwind UI code, the CSS code, to my project because I needed a badge, and then you need it in different sizes, and you need it in different colors, and it's just like a whole. Every single time I copy paste 20 lines of code into my app CSS, and then you also have to create like a badge component. Man, this is so nice, beautiful. Yeah, and with little icons, and then also that the icons actually get the same color. That is also not easy. Yeah, beautiful. All right, let's get started. I already added the Fluxon repository, so I believe, but I don't want to reveal here. I don't want to reveal my API key, so let's do the following. Terminal, we go to development, Python code, and maybe let's do, yeah, Phoenix Gen, Phoenix New, right? And we call this Fluxon. Just Fluxon, just, to play around with it. Let's start. Oh, needs to be small. Okay. All right. Well, what's your, so you, Captain Gully, you said you liked it so far. Like, have you built something with it already, or just like played around a little bit? Because I'm still curious, like, how does it work in production? Because sometimes you might miss like a configuration that you need, like a customization exactly for your use case. All right. Creating this. And yeah, let's start the Z here. I need to make this bigger for you so that you can see it. All right. So now we got to mix. We got to dependencies, and yeah, I'm gonna add it just below here. Let's see whether we can fetch it. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Then the next step is to add it to our HTML helpers in web. So our HTML helpers are down here. Oh, I named my thing Fluxon. Maybe that wasn't smart. Playing around with it, have worked in a prod and local. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is one of these things. Hopefully it will become mainstream, that everybody just uses it, like Tailwind UI, which is a no-brainer. Yeah, hopefully this will be the standard for everything. Yeah, you're right. Ah, man. Okay, let's redo everything. We remove Fluxon. We do mix Phoenix new and just call it Flux. Smart choice. Let's do this again. Yeah, and then otherwise, so we import it basically, use Fluxon, and then we need to add it to our package, and we need to add it in the Tailwind. And some more hooks. This is also going to be interesting. Probably this won't be needed anymore. Maybe, who knows? Because they are thinking about co-locating hooks. So right now you need to define your hooks globally, for the entire application. Well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, why would you import every single hook into every single website, right? And into every single page. Like, it's much better if you would open the page and only then you would load the hook. And they're thinking about co-locating those hooks with your templates, but they don't know yet how they will do it. But I heard Chris talk about it a couple of times already, so I think it's going to happen. And yeah, so maybe in the future this won't be needed anymore, because you can, in your component, you can import that hook, and maybe we don't need this anymore. So who knows what the future holds. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on how the logic will look like, but I Ah, damn it. I'm pretty sure that this will be good. All right. So we have now. Let's go to Flux. Python code. And Flux. Wait. Where is it? Set. Flux. Right. And this one we can remove. All right. Now we have this. Now we can go to mix and we add the dependency. Let's fetch it. Okay. Then we add it to our HTML helpers in web. HTML helpers, right? Yeah. So in here, use fluxon. Next one, we add it to our package JSON. I don't have one. If the file doesn't exist, create it. All right. In assets. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you only need it nowadays when you import some third libraries, right? Some third-party libraries, and also only through npm or something. Like, otherwise people just put it in the vendor folder and then you import it in your app.js here, like this. Actually, I like this approach, but then you have, it's not as easy as just running npm install, but who knows. All right, we got this. Next up is this one in Tailwind config here, and that needs to be in the module exports content there. Yeah, okay. Update the asset.js app.js over here, and we add hooks and fluxon hooks. Well, we don't really have any hooks yet, so we're just gonna add the fluxon hooks and on before element updated. This needs to be, all of this needs to be added. Down on okay. What does this do? Hello from Brazil. Hello back to Brazil. I hope you're doing fine. I kind of want to understand what this one here does. Fluxon DOM. So let's go to Fluxon lib, I guess. DOM. No, that's the priv static. Yeah. Oh, okay. Just okay, it does do some stuff. When, like, before you update the element, tries to get an attribute for the list box or pop over. Okay, well. All right, I will just trust it to behave. And that's it, right? Conflicts with Phoenix core components. So some components share the same names. If you're starting a brand new Phoenix project and plan to use only Fluxon components, you can remove the conflicting functions from the core components module. Okay, let me do that. So all of these. Yeah. What all of these I need to delete, I guess. So if we go to core components and we look at the modal. Yeah, I guess this one needs to go. This would be nice for an Igniter task. Salad UI. What is Salad UI? Oh man, these names. Oh, it's for LiveView as well. Okay, a demo. Let's have a look at the demo. Ah, not too bad. Okay, they also got all the stuff. Accordion. Yeah. How was your experience with Salad UI? I never heard about Salad UI. I feel bad. Form. Come on, show me the form. Oh, okay, we got a 500. Menu. Does it actually... Nah. Scroll area. Okay. Salad UI. But it's still... Well, it's still being worked on. Interesting. Interesting. Also, lots of stars. Why did I never hear about Salad UI? Funny. Okay. And it's also open source, so... Alright. Well, going back to Fluxon. Let's finish the the thing here. So we need to do def bouton. Le bouton needs to be removed. What I wanted to say earlier is that this would be a great igniter task. You know, you just write like fluxon install and it adds all that kind of stuff, and it also removes the core components if you want to. That would be really nice. Yeah, Mishka. Yeah, I looked at Mishka. I don't know. I haven't. Yeah, Mishka tools. This one. I mean, I like their approach that they have these components generators, and then if you need them, you can generate them, otherwise not. I just wish that they were better, styled. Like, I don't want to style that stuff myself. Like, not to a large extent, at least. That's my take. I mean, I want to be able to customize it, if like just add some own classes and stuff, right? So that's important. But on the other side, I also don't want to. I just want to have a nice default experience, right? And I do the same with Tailwind UI. Like if you just add a Tailwind UI whatever to your application, it looks good. It looks great. You don't need to do much about it, right? Some padding here and there or some whatever, some positioning, but that's it. Like otherwise, you can just deploy it to production. But if you want it, you can obviously change all the values. You can, you have all the classes in your template right away. So that's what you want. You want to have a very nice default, well, an acceptable default presentation. And then if you want to extend it, it should be easily possible. So like with Mishka, the first step is kind of missing. Like at least for me, I don't know. Like it depends on what you want. Some people also, they want to have a bare bone experience and they want to style everything themselves, which I understand as well. And maybe for them, this would be a better approach, right? Yeah. Anyway, back to the installation. Sorry. Mishka, yeah. Yeah, the excellent baseline of styling. That's what I meant. And I mean, also, if you look at the docs, just how they look like, they're really nicely designed. And I think that's also a big selling point, like just if you go to the main page here, it's really well designed, like bento boxes, and some nice stuff. And you really see this person has an eye for design, right? And then I'd rather buy something like this, which also costs money. But yeah, there's also this funny thing where I think the colors in Phoenix, they are pulsing. You might not see it on the screen, but it's like they are red to orange, like there is a heartbeat in it. It's just, I mean, okay, maybe if you build an MVP, this is overkill, but it's just something that I appreciate as well. Yeah. All right. Sorry, we need to remove the def input, which is a big one actually. Let me just go out so that I can catch them all. Input starts all the way up here and it goes all the way to down there. Label as well. Error as well. And table. Where's table? Here's table. All right, good. I think we got them all. Let's format. Oh, what's this? All right. This seems to be all working correctly. Yeah, the getText thing is always a thing. It's gonna annoy me, so I'm just gonna do use backend, getText backend, and then in web, whenever you do import flux web getText, you need to do use getText backend. All right, I think that should. I think they also fixed it in the latest generators. Yeah. Okay, so we remove them and that's it, right? Now you can access a specific component. Oh, well, if you have the conflicts. Okay, so now we can just use input and button and whatnot. So I would say let's do that. Let's first start this thing. I hope it's working. Oh, wait, yeah, I need to set up the database. Okay, let's start let's go to localhost. There we go. All right. And well, also another question, right? Do these components work in static pages, or is it only LiveView? Should we try out? Let's do maybe accordion, because accordion is something you would actually put on a landing page, which you might render statically. So let's try this one on here, home. Where is it? Here, home. Boom. Okay, just. All right. Yeah, they still work. That's nice. Although the styling isn't. I would have expected a better styling. Let's see whether we can make this better. I think, yeah, I actually enabled Emmet the other day, just now actually, because I read this article about how to set up Z, my editor, for Heeks templates, and now I have Emmet where I can just write div.width full width, and I want to have it MX auto, and I want to have it background gray, just black. Man, this is gonna save me hours of my life. This is so cool. All right. Okay, this is working. And it kind of looks the same, right? So then, again, my question here is also, what are here customization? What are the customization options I have? And let's see what we have. We can add class here, actually. We can add class everywhere. Yeah, I wanted to change the text, because I'm thinking, like, does it actually does it respect the text, the font family that I'm setting? Because if I would have some other text like here above, wait, this needs to be. Yeah, not sure whether you see this, but I think it's the same font family. It's just that this is slightly gray. Yeah, it has like a slight gray. But what's the font family here? It's just inherit. Here. Wait, and which one is this? Right. So this one is using the system UI sans serif. However you wanna. I think this is the same, but it says inherit. Where does it inherit it from? Yeah, okay, but I think they're the same font family. So if I would set a global font family, then it would actually respect it. That's good, yeah. All right, but already here, like, we don't want to have this text slightly gray. can we go to an accordion? Can we go here to the whole accordion and say text just white? I think no, this did not override. This is still gray. Yeah, this is dark gray. So we probably need to go into every accordion here, item, set it there. Yeah, that fixed it. I think. No, it hasn't. So we need to do it in the header. I'm just gonna make this red to make it more clear. Also, why is it not respecting my text? What's the refund policy here? Sometimes there's a tailwind issue. No, it should be fine. Oh. All right. Strike 1. Complaint 1. Why is the text not overridable? Because it's a slight gray. And I want to have it in a different color, right? I mean, sometimes you want to have it a bright white. I mean, also, you know, dark mode. I probably... Does it support dark mode? What if I change the dark mode here? Well, it changes it. Okay, so it's styled for both, right? Might need to wrap it in a span or something. So you mean span text green 300. Right. Yeah, okay. That worked. All right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just, you know, it's all right. But, you know, I'm sure that the header component, it sets a text gray, whatever, 700. And I just want to override that, you know. But then, yeah, it's also a Tailwind CSS thing, right? Where like you have one class and then a second class. And I think the last class overrides the first one, I think, this way. So it also depends on where you add it. Oh, I think the issue here is actually that I gave this... that I didn't make a dark mode. So let me try dark, I believe. Yeah, now it works. Yeah, I think this is the issue because my system is set up for dark mode, and that's why also the website here expects the website to be in dark mode. So it uses the system setting, and that's why, yeah, it used actually the dark mode color. Like if I would make this wide, probably doesn't have a difference. Yeah, then I can't. So yeah, it listens. I mean, this is smart, right? So like I could actually very easily implement a dark mode, bright mode for my website, and Fluxon would just do its thing, and I don't have to do anything about it. Yeah, strike rescinded. I'm sorry about that. It was my fault. But it is something you have to keep in mind. Because if you develop, like if you were a developer and you set your system to bright, is it white or dark and light? I think light mode, right? That's the other one. So if you set your system to light mode and then you start developing your website and you're like, oh, everything looks great, right? And then you ship it to your colleague and they actually use the dark mode on the system, all of a sudden all these colors will be wrong, right? And like, because this, I mean, this we always need to override for both modes, because now yeah, I'm not sure how to change something to dark mode. Do they? Maybe they have something with that. Dark mode, light mode. No. Customizing, yeah. Yeah, that's just something you have to keep in mind. And I'm not sure whether it's great to have, but also I'm not sure whether I'm happy with it. Because I would rather like that they give me one color, one text color, and it's both for light and dark mode. And if I want, I can implement a second color, right? Because for me, I think I've never once implemented both versions of a website. I don't care. Like I make it dark or I make it light and that's it, right? And like I don't want to waste quote unquote the time on dark light mode. So with Fluxon, it's great that they have both, but now, right? I mean, this is a pitfall because I would expect, well, you know, this is all I need to just style this color. Oh, I can't. So I need to add this one as well, and now it's styled. And I want to be in control of that. You know, I don't want to have to do the dark thing here. So maybe that's, I don't know. I'm not sure whether that's something they can set up globally. But I think that that's something they would need to fix. Right, because that's gonna, I can tell you already, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Yeah. But it's all right. I mean, it's been 2 days out of, it's been 2 days out of beta or alpha. I mean, I wasn't able to get it before, so now it's public, right? It's been 2 days. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying this is something, you know, that would need to be fixed. All right. Now we figured this one out, and yeah, also then, you know, if I wanted to change the text, I would need to go here, do the same thing again. And now it works. All right. Okay, so if I wanted to make this a text extra large and this a text small, does this work? Looks like it. Yeah, okay. So maybe this is better for you to look at. There we go. All right. Well, but this is already pretty cool because also if I open one, the other one closes. You know, that's all this functionality. Hello, Carmen. Servus. Okay. All right. Yeah, I like this part. What else? What else can we do? Does it set a background? That's also something. No, it's fine. Like, just sometimes these components, they always set a background. For example, in Tailwind UI, you see that. Where every single component, it defines a background. So you would copy like only one part of the landing page, like the hero section, and it would have a dark background or a white background. And I always delete those because I want to control the background from, you know, the higher, like a parent element, right? Where I said like background white, background gray, whatever, and then everything else below should just have a transparent background. So that's something with Tailwind UI that, you know, it makes sense because like they want to have kind of compact components. They work everywhere, exactly like how they look like when you copy them from the page. But, you know, that's something that I don't like. I just don't like. But I understand it, but I just don't like it. But that's why I checked here, you know, how do they do it? Especially if you actually set it somewhere else. For example, up here. Well, we already set it to black, so I guess it's working. Yeah, they don't have a background. Okay. All right. Let's do something else. We have an accordion. Okay, we understand that. It's also cool that you can set every single item, like not only the slots, but also this item I could set, you know, I can define, yeah, and then the accordion in general. Wow, okay. I'm sorry for the eye cancer today. I'm not a very good designer. But, you know, I'm just testing out stuff. I want other people to design it for me, and I just use it. Okay. Cool. Nice. So, yeah, I like it that you can override, like that you can add a class item to every single element you're adding here. Okay. Good. Accordion. I think we had enough about accordions. Let's have a look at the... I want to have like a slider or something. Do they have a slider? No. Okay. It's not really like an essential anyway. Nav list. Yeah, nav list is good. Interesting. I mean, why does it look different here? Why is it rounded? Is it again dark mode? No. Hello, serpent. Ah, okay, it's actually rounded. I just had it full width. That's why you didn't see the rounding here. Yeah. That's another question. What kind of rounding, what's the radius do they use? Is it rounded LG or something? Because then if I would have my own custom elements and I wanted to have a different rounding radius, I always need to update those. Let's see. You know, or at least if they use one type of rounding radius, then it should be the same in every single element. So if I go to like an input, for example, yeah, it kind of looks, but I don't have a form. Okay, let's take this one, add it below. Yeah. So we just add a form here. Form there. And let's give this a background black as well so that we can see it. Let's make it a whole. Let's make all of this black and full width. Yeah, these radius, these like border radiuses, I think they look the same. Yeah. You know, that's one thing, and that I like about the approach from Mishka, the other UI component library. I like it that they generate the code and add it to your project, and then you can actually change it yourself. Because if I wanted to now change the border radius for all Fluxon components, I would actually, yeah, copy paste it every single time I use the component here, right? Like I would need to add it, well, here, like description, okay. Class, rounded, and like full or whatever. Yeah, okay, that works. I mean, it's two different approaches, right? What was the other name? Mishka, right? Mishka. Yeah, mishka.tools. You can check it out there. And actually the author is in the chat as well if you have any questions. I haven't checked this one out. I haven't checked this one out yet, but I will in the future. Yeah. But yeah, this one actually generates the code, I assume. But I think this is just you generate it and it's added and that's it. Which is cool. Like that's more the Tailwind UI approach, where they actually give you the code. And maybe Fluxon should think about that too. Like, I mean, I like that you just, you know, you call the components, you add the components to my application. But like, I think Tailwind UI is also so successful because they allow you to just copy paste the code into your own application. And it's easier with them because they don't do JavaScript, you know? I mean, they do use React and Vue, like you can copy React and Vue code, but they also just give you plain HTML if you want to. And that way, like, first of all, if Tailwind UI or Tailwind CSS would ever go away for whatever reason, you never know, I would still be able to use the code that I bought 10 years ago. And I can even download all the code from Tailwind UI and have it on my computer. That's it. With Fluxon, if the server would go down and I can't fetch the library anymore, all my UI will be broken. right? Everything will be gone. So I know it's like, but you know, that's something you have to think about when you want to become the go-to standard in the ecosystem. And I think that's what they intend to do. And that, you know, again, it's like, this is easier to do. This is super simple. You just add one line of code and you have all the components in your application. But again, it's what is it called? What a dependency, and it's man, I'm not. It's Friday afternoon, Friday evening already, so my brain is a little fried. But what's it called? Single point of failure. It's not really a single point of failure, but you know what it is. It's like a dependency on something, right? And if they go away, your system is broken. So something to think about in the future, right? I mean, I know it's going to be difficult with the with all the interactivity, like the hooks and everything, right? But stuff like an input, yeah, stuff like here this, like the navigation list. I don't think they really have any interaction here except for CSS, right? All of this is CSS. I do get, yeah, okay, that's true. I get access to the source code. I mean, it's right here in my dependency folder. Here, fluxon. So if I wanted to, I could also copy paste this, you know, put it into a private GitHub repository, and then I know I will always have it. You know, fair point. However, there's the other thing, you know, if you add it to your mix dependency, well, okay, I think if fluxon would go away, right? Just, you know, hypothetically, and there are a lot of people depending on it, maybe they would say, fluxon would say, you know what, we're gonna open source it. It's on GitHub now, and maybe even on Hex. And then it's fine. People just, you know, change the version here, or they, you know, they literally just need to remove the repo fluxon, and it will then fetch it from hex stock, hex PM, and then it's gonna be fine, right? So point taken, or point given. So I don't think that's gonna be a big problem. The other thing, you know, which is just, it's a decision, which is if I would have all this code in my core components module or somewhere else lying around, I can simply, you know, select all rounded LG and change them to rounded XL. And then I can, you know, don't have to add the radius on every single element every single time. Yeah. Yeah, again, you're right. It should be, I could also edit my own. As a GitHub repository, I can even make it private, but then I would need to log in in my CI and everything. You know, they're just like some considerations. But I personally, maybe in the future, I would like to have a task where I can say, you know, fluxon generate component, and it gives me the code like in core components. It just adds it here. And then I can go in and say, all right, so I use whatever, background emeralds or rows, right? Like for arrows, for example. And I don't want to have this rose, I want to have it whatever, violet. I can just do it here. So that's the Tailwind UI approach, and I also like that one. Anyway, just many thoughts. Thoughts. All right, moving on. Okay, let's move the description to a help text. Boom. This is so nice, honestly. I love it so much. It's just, you just change one attribute and it's exactly in the right position with the right distance and everything. One other point here though, like in terms of customization, there are things, like if you make it an attribute, right? I mean, many of these things, there were slots, like the header and panel, these were slots, and I can define and I can customize them myself. And then you have these attributes like help text, for example, and description. Actually, if let me add both. All right, and also let me give this a little bit of space. Okay. And actually, let me, what's this also? Okay, now we can actually see it. So one thing here, what if I wanted to change the distance between the input and the description? Or like the help text and the description, right? Because this is quite a lot of space. I mean, it's well designed and all. I wouldn't like to really change it. Also, I wanted to just take this away so it looks a little bit nicer. Yeah, but still, Like you can also see that the full name, sorry, I just have a frog on my throat. Alrighty. So what I wanted to say is, like these attributes are really useful and they're quick to use. However, how could I now change the size, the text size, the text color of only the title? You know, I want to make it bold, I want to make it XL, whatever. I'm just saying. What if I wanted to change the distance between the description and the input? Actually, this is a help text, so. All right, so I don't have the options to do that, I think. At least that's my understanding. Like when I look at this, the input, and it has it has add-ons, but not this customization. Yeah. Just to be clear, like I love this. I'm just saying, you know, these are things that go through my mind when I evaluate stuff like this. Like how easy is it now for me to change the distance here, to change the text style of this, you know, maybe also this, because now the issue here is, you see that this, for example, has like a slight gray, and this is a more white gray. So there's probably like gray, whatever, wait, this way around. This is probably like a gray 500, and this is a gray 700 or something. You know, but now I'm on light mode. Like, how do I change the color here? If I just change it here, like text gray 100, for example, I don't think it actually changed anything. And probably that's because I always need to add the dark mode. Nah, didn't change anything. Right? See what I mean? No, nothing's changing. Yeah. That's why I rather like the slot approach over the attribute approach. And you can also make it either or. You can, you can give this option, and it's easy to use and it's very quick. But you can also make it a slot. And if the slot is defined, then you use a slot. Otherwise, you use a label. Because yeah, I would love to now be able to go in here and say, well, this is my input, so it's closed open, and then here I have my slot, and my slot is gonna, what is this, so for example, the description, right? And I say, this is a description, and I close it. Maybe it's possible? No, it's not possible, no. Yeah, because it doesn't define the slot. But this will be my preferred approach. And I also understand that for the author, probably to get this out the door quicker, they opted for the attribute approach, which is fine. Like, it works, but you see the limitations already, right? And I would like to see in the future slots for everything. Everything should become a slot, because that is how you make stuff customizable. Yeah. So now I have that issue, right? I wanted to make, I don't know, all of these, like for example, my my background is white. Ooh, yeah. But still, I'm on dark mode, you know? It's, like the browser thinks I'm on dark mode, but I'm not. How do I change this color? Maybe if I do it here? Nah, doesn't have any impact. Also, this doesn't have, wait, maybe I need to do the dark mode again. No, doesn't have any impact. All right. So yeah, this only works under certain circumstances. Because, you know, also this is a black background, but what if I have a slightly gray background? Yeah, this will become less and less visible. And then if you use something like the wave evaluation tool, which is for the accessibility, it's already gonna give you very low contrast issues. Yeah, especially here. Yeah. All right. Enough about this though. I think I made my point. Okay. Alrighty, what else do we want to see? Maybe something that is animated. So a sheet. We talked about the sheet earlier, and I was blown away. And I want to have it. I want to have the bottom sheet. Where is it? Placement. Was this the bottom sheet? Yeah, there we go. So this one. No, bottom sheet. Doesn't need to be any. No, just like this. Where is it? Oh, wait. So probably need a button. Yeah, I need a button to trigger it. All right. Again, let's have a look at this. So it's a sheet. It has an ID and a placement, which is bottom, top, left, right. Okay. And has a minimum height of 96. That's great. And then I have a button that has a data dialog trigger, and that one triggers the sheet too. That's cool too. Yeah. All right. So if I press the button, it pops up. All right. Let me try to change the text. Ah, worked. That's cool. Ah, that's so nice. Ah, it even works with escape. Ha! So cool. How else? Like if I click away, right? Yeah, also goes. Like if I click somewhere else, it closes. Man, all these things. Amazing. I love it. Let me go back to black here. This looks weird. Okay. Well, next up, we have the bottom sheet. Let's have a look at the... What's an alert? Oh, is that like an alert on the top right? Really? Okay, let's add all these. That's a question. Like, can I exchange my my flash for these? My flash alerts? Probably, right? Let me just add them here. Yeah. And they go away. Very nice. Whoop. So yeah, they're gone. And if I refresh the page, then they're back. Yeah, let's try this one out in the live view, because it's obviously the hardest thing to you know, click a button, you want to show an alert, and then you click the same button, you want to show again an alert. That's actually something that is broken in surprisingly a lot of applications, because also I think the implementation from LiveView itself, I think there's a bug. I don't know exactly, but I can show you. Like if you have that issue where you want to trigger a a flash multiple times in your same live view, I think it doesn't work. Or at least I had to fix a couple of applications the other day that actually had that issue. So maybe it's fixed in the default, but let's see. Let's make this a module. No, not. What is a macro op? Interesting. Macro. Ah, private macro. Okay. All right. Use FluxWrap, LiveView, and I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna collocate. Let's collocate. Let's collocate, baby. Heeks. Okay. And I'm gonna put all these alerts in here. And I'm actually not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say hello world, which my cool new Emmet things, which are amazing. Font bold. Hello world. And we need a button to trigger. Oh, does this also work with? Nice. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Button Phoenix click. Here, show alert. Alert. And show alert. All right. And in here, we're gonna do render handle env alert. And we're gonna put a flash socket error alert. Okay. So, and we're gonna add a router. All right, so now if I go to localhost alert, all right, show alert, yeah, first one. And again, it doesn't show a second alert. I click the button multiple times, it only shows one alert. I think it's always the same. And you have that situation, right, where like somebody might trigger different things, so they might click different things, and you actually want to show multiple alerts. And that doesn't work here. And then also the thing, I don't think it actually goes away by itself. I always have to click it away. So and actually, so many actuallys today. There is a better alert library. I always forget which one it is, but which one is it called? Flashy? I think it was Flashy. I think it's Flashy. Yeah. Is it Flashy? No, I don't think it's Flashy. No, it's Flashy. Yeah. It looks, but it looks better now. I think the video was taken, yeah, like a year ago. It's better styled now. Okay. Okay, let's try Flashy, because I know Flashy is pretty good at what it does. And then let's try fluxon. So gonna get the dependencies, and they tell you what to do. You need to import Flashy in your app.js. And then you need to add the hooks. And my hooks. I think that's it, right? We need to add this to Tailwind. And import it. Okay. In the HTML helpers. So next to fluxon. Okay, finally, you need to update your Flash group. Where do we have the Flash group? Here. This one is gone, and this one's gone too. All right. Now we need to restart our server. But now we should have a live toast. That's the one. Why do you only say it now? Why do I always add this stuff here? I don't know what's happening. Compiling, generated. Live toast. All right. Well, first Flashy. What's happening? Could not fetch application environment, disconnected module for application. Flashy because configuration at discontinued module was not set. Is that because what? Is it maybe because this is our app? Maybe the issue is in our static rendering. So let's move this back. No. Okay. Flashy notification hook. Oh, we also need to add we need to add a lot of stuff. Let me try live toast. Maybe that's easier to set up. We also need to add the hook. We need to add it to Tailwind, and we need to use it. And I think that's it. Okay, but we can use put toast instead of put flash. Oops. Okay. But we don't need to do the whole, what Flashy has, like add it as a hook to your live view. Ah, there are too many caveats. Let's move over to live toast. And then we compare it to Fluxon. I promise you we will get there. Getting the dependencies, starting the thing. So what we need to do is we need to add our hook again here, and we need to remove Flashy. And oh, can we? Okay, now we need to define our own hooks. This one. And we need to add this wherever we have our flash group. So we had our flash group here. And we had our Flashy somewhere else. Here, Flashy. And also delete this. All right. And usage. Live. Yeah, do we import live toast in our web? Maybe that's the way to go. The HTML helpers, that's what I would expect. So what is this? Put toast, yeah. So we probably import live toast. Okay, and now we can just do put toast instead of put flash in our page live. Okay. All right, now let's see. One. Okay, it's adding it behind each other. Actually, you can see the shadows are becoming more. And I need to close them. Does it close by itself? Or do we probably need to configure it? Configuration, setting the corner. Okay, corner top right. What are the function options? Yeah, it also stays, eh? But so where do we use? I want to have it here in the top right. Okay, alert. Does it disappear by itself? Toast group. Did we use toast group? Yeah. Toast group. Also here. It doesn't seem to disappear, right? So here I set an alert. And also I thought they would actually come below each other. Like if I have a second alert, that it would pop up below. That's always an issue where actually I want to have like a whole like half page full of it. You can customize it from hook. Ah, here. Max items, duration, JavaScript options. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do a super quick bathroom break. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Hang on. All right, everyone. Sorry, it took a little longer. I just have to do a quick chat with the girlfriend. So, we were working on LiveToast. Yeah. Maybe let's not do that. Maybe, yeah. We already saw that out of the box, it does not come with that it goes away automatically, and also it doesn't stack. Like it stacks basically on the same position. But I just, yeah, can we change that? I don't know. Let's go to Z. Can you check if your hook is working? It might not be, honestly. I always have that issue with, I have no clue how to define the hooks. So what I usually do is I do a let hooks, and then actually I make it an empty thing. And then I do hooks LiveToast, and then I set it here. And I have no clue how to do it in any other way. LiveToast, toast. Yeah, and now we add them here. All right. So maybe now it's working. Where is it? Firefox. See. Well, same behavior. What if I remove the fluxon hooks? Just just do this one, and it should be LiveToast. Is it? Yeah, no. I mean, this is, I know 100% this is working. Let's double check LiveToast. Create LiveToast hook. Are there errors in the browser console? Good question. There are no errors in the browser console. However, let's go back to the configuration. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. I'm stupid. I need to execute this. Funny. Ah, no, look at this. Yeah, now we got it. Okay, that was my mistake. So smart. I'm not a JavaScript developer, can you tell? Oh man, this looks much nicer already. A little bit. It only keeps 3, so if I click it often, and this is a behavior. Yeah, it's, you don't have that with the with Phoenix LiveView when it like out of the box. So live alerts is actually very good. And I also like that sometimes they have this running counter. Not sure whether it's LiveToast that can do that. Also, it would be nice if they would define the elements you can pass into the function. Like down here in the hook, they can say, well, there's some JavaScript options, and they say you can change the duration and the max items, but is that really only the thing you can change? Like again, colors. Can I? Well, okay, yeah, you can change the custom class, right? Sorry, my fault. If you wanted to change the colors, we could do that here. Yeah, okay, well, never mind. We have seen LiveToast, and I like LiveToast. And now let's compare it to, oh wait, that's a bug. Oh, there's a bug. Here, we have 4, and the 4th one comes back. Maybe it's not a bug, actually. Maybe it's smart. Because I make 4 alerts, and I delete the first one, and then I see a last one again. That is actually smart, I think. Well, anyway, LiveToast, can highly recommend it if you build your application. And I still think, I think, what was it? I saw that also that there was the starter pack, right? The Phoenix starter pack. Starter.kit. Oh, really? PhoenixStarterKit.com. So what I meant is basically what I'm thinking right now. Sorry, a lot of thoughts going through my head. What I'm thinking right now is like all these things that I'm adding here, I would ideally like to have them in a kit where I just do Phoenix kit new, or whatever, like mix kit new, and then I have a standard Phoenix application, but it already comes with a LiveView out of the box. You know, because every even if you generate a LiveView app, you don't have a LiveView, you have a controller. I don't want to have a controller as a landing page, or maybe I do, but I just always want to have at least one LiveView that I can then start to modify, right? Because I always have to create it myself, and I have to like manually create the live folder, and then inside that I need to create the LiveView, and it's just the whole thing. So that one I want, and then I also want to have Live Toast used out of the box. I don't want to have the standard Phoenix Live Flash. What else do I want? I want to have, it's like a wish list. It's almost Christmas, right? Oh yeah, there are a couple of options that I don't know why they are. Well, there are probably good reasons for this. But if you start your, if you generate a new project, the static plug has a disable gzip, and also there is broadly, like broadly, not broadly, with an I, sorry, this way. So broadly and gzip, those are, what do you call them? Yeah, if you zip something, that is a compression. Yeah, you compress it. So these are compression algorithms that are handy if you want to send the static files from your server to the browser, right? It's just compressed, and then the browser actually decompresses them or uncompresses them, and then it uses it. And that's very handy for like JavaScript, like JavaScript and app CSS and images and whatever. So you actually want to have this true, and I don't know why it's false. Again, there's probably a good reason for this, but like, this is one thing you need to think about when you actually deploy an application to production, and I always forget about that, which is to enable these things, because then, you know, immediately your traffic is more efficient and all these kind of things. So yeah, I want to have that in my kit, right? Yeah, many more things I want to have in my kit, but I'm not going to tell you, because otherwise you're going to build it and then I can't build it. Maybe I want to build it. But first of all, I want to find the Phoenix starter kit, because I looked at it and now it's gone. I can't even find it. Is it on Twitter? No, okay. Well, there is a Phoenix starter kit, and it promises to do that. There's nothing on Google. Okay, unless you want to decant some wine or whatever. So what are we doing? Why are we here? I think we were looking at just alerts running through, right? That's what we were doing on GitHub. Ah, I thought it was paid. Elixir starter kit. Is it this one? 7 years ago. I don't believe so. Phoenix starter for Phoenix. 2 years ago. I'm getting closer though. Let's search for this one. Tailwind Phoenix starter kit Phoenix Elm. No, I think it was a paid version even. Like, it was a paid thing. And it was kind of like an alpha or beta, and then I forgot about it. Maybe it's gone. Who knows? Okay, well, hello Black Code. So next step is we're going to compare the Live Toast alert to the Fluxon alert. Let's see which one's better. And then last one, because also I'm gonna stream like 2 hours today or so half an hour left. And lastly, I would also like to look into the table, because tables are also hard to get right. Well, it's easy to implement them, but it's hard to make them easily customizable, because you always need to change tables. Like, I actually wrote a book about tables, if you don't know. And I would say I still, 60% of the time, I work with tables every single day. That's what I do. Tables, 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 every single day. It is ridiculous that like 60% of my value to my company that I work for is building tables, but it is so. And there you see that tables are really valuable. So you should be getting good at that. And if you want to get good at tables, there's a book I wrote, and you can read it. And it's not terrible. I think. Let me know. And the second thing that you will work on, actually that I also work on, so I work on 60% of my time, I work on tables. And 30% of the time, I work on forms. And I also have a video course about forms, right? So with my book and the video course, 90% of my time will be explained to you. And now you know why I'm like I am. A little crazy. Anyway, let's have a look at Fluxon, the alert. So, so I guess that now we need to remove live toast again. At least the group here. I'm gonna remove this one, and we need to add back our old Flash group. And because then we can update it in the core components. So here's the Flash group. And basically we want to override the Flash. Where's the Flash? Flash group? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, basically all of this. Ah, the SaaS starter kit. Is it this? Yes, I think. No, no, it's not that one. Yeah, it uses Alpine. No, I didn't. Yeah. No, I don't think it was that one. It was built by not somebody that I heard about before. It was, it wasn't from Phoenix Full Stack. But thank you. Getting close. There are many starter kits, as you can see. Yeah. So what do I need to do? I need to basically, well, I want to have the render slot flash get. No, so I just want to have this alert title. And probably I can't do it in my core components. So I need to use Fluxon here. Do I? I guess so. And let me remove all this. Also this can go. And I want the flash title kind info error used for styling and flash. Yeah, I mean, we only need to replace the title. And I'm gonna do this with, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have removed the whole code, then we could just have copy pasted it. All right, no, use Fluxon, yeah, that's correct. Okay, and in here we do Phoenix Flash get. That's basically the message, right? Yeah, and I believe the rest will be taken care of. But also the kind. Okay, let's first fix this. Conflicts with a local function hide. Hello, yeah, it's coming along nicely. The exploration to Fluxon. I'm impressed so far. I already mentioned one or two things that can be improved and I think need to be improved in the future. But for now, it's good. It's good. I like it. I would not yet use it in production though. Not at least for, like, the work I get paid for. Because, yeah, there's just a couple of things missing. How to style text in an input field, that kind of stuff. But it's cool. Like if I would build an MVP, and I might actually in the future, then I would use it. Okay. Now, going back. Also with Fluxon, you could define the variant. Okay, so maybe do we have info, we have success, and we have error. So we can also add the variant and just maybe add the kind here. But then my question will also be, does it automatically convert from atom to string? Maybe not, because in here you have string variants and this will be an atom. So let's see. Yeah. Let's try to fix, yeah, and also Yeah, can we just what do I want to say? Can we just import or use only the alert component here in my core components? I think so. We can just do fluxon components alert. Is it just alert? Probably fluxon components alert. That's another thing, you know, how like I'm not a big fan of the use macro. Well, I use it a lot, but still, you know, I'd rather, if I could, I would do import. But I understand that here they have the issue with the conflicting functions. So they actually want to, you know, do that. Like they can't intercept the import here, but they can intercept the using macro. So that's why they used use, I guess. And then they import it here. Yeah. But I hope that I can just go. So I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to do this. Hide module info. Oh, is that a live component? So I have to do live component. Maybe. And then it also needs an ID. And also I'm just gonna add a random number. So that, yeah. Your voice and quality of pictures is less, please. What? Less peak keys. Okay. I appreciate it. Okay. The alert is not. It's a fluxon component. It's not a real. Oh, okay, but they have an alert function. So it's alert. Okay, then we can use that one. Let's do that. Actually, I like that much better anyway. So we do this alert. And with different assigns. See? Not a binary, right? Yep, that's what I thought. Like here they don't handle atom value, so we always need to stringify the atom here first. Okay. Now we have 4 alerts here. We can remove them. But why are they there in the first place? We probably need to hide them, right? If the flash is rest global. In our flash group, where's the flash group here? Yeah, they always show the flash. Yeah, do we need to do that CSS trick with like if the alert is empty, then we hide it. But still, I mean, first of all, why are there 4 different alerts here? Which I think that's what they do here. No. Yeah, maybe we need to rewrite our flash group where we just say if, and then the, what's this, flash, like if the flash is not nil, right? The Phoenix flash get. If Phoenix flash get, only then. And also we want to just for now hide the client error. Client error. It's the server and the client error. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete this, but that is one of these things where, I mean, you have alerts, right, in Fluxon, like they offer you an alert component, but they don't really make it that easy to replace your existing alert components with it. So, okay, well now we, yeah. You have to see this like this finicky. Yeah, anyways, yeah, I had that issue too. Like whenever, like you had an alert and then you had like an empty string, or maybe in your template, the alert had a, like you had an alert tag and then new line, content, new line, closing element. And then if the content was empty, you still had that new line. And that would also be seen as not empty. So, and my formatter would always, you know, give that new line. So actually I always manually needed to go back and fix it. So that was really annoying. But yeah, I agree. This is not a great way. But the problem now is that we don't show any flashes. So wait, yeah, that's also my fault because I need to put flashback. Okay, well, what the fuck is this? Okay, I'm just gonna do also an enum random so that we can. Okay, yeah. It's alright. It's alright. I think I would not use it for alerts. Also here you see the styling. Styling issues. Why do they look shit? What are we doing wrong? I mean, if I just, well, we have it here, right? If we go to this, yeah, the colors are off. I don't know. Like the green here, the green is much more pregnant. Not pregnant. It's much more like it's much stronger. What's the word for it? It's much more visible. It's stronger here. Yeah, and in ours it's not. Interesting. Okay, well, alerts, so. Because, I mean, where else would you show alerts except for at the top right or wherever? Like, you know, it's like a pop-up and then it needs to go away. Dark mode mix-up. It could be. Because our background is also not dark, eh? Yeah. Again, hello world. Let's put this all in a. Let's just make the root or the app HTML. Actually, let's make this header. Also, in my SaaS starter kit, I don't want to have this Phoenix header. Please remove it. Every single time I need to remove it. I wanted to add, well, now in the root, we're gonna make this background black. Okay. Now I can't see my own. Yeah, it looks better, I guess. But yeah, now I would need to go in and style it to show up here. And you know what we had with Live Toast is that you have all these like different alerts coming. You know, actually we can enable it again, and then we see app HTML. Oh yeah, and in page live we need to so yeah, like that is Fluxon versus Live Toast. And I mean, okay, this is huge because I also blew up my whole screen for you so that you can see it, right? Usually it's like this on a 4K monitor. But yeah, this is the behavior I would like to see. Just you add an alert, it pops up here. I don't know what this thing is now. I don't know what this thing is even. What the what's happening? Oh, maybe there's an issue. Wow, whatever. Okay, we have looked at alerts, and the last thing I'm gonna look at is tables. Yeah, we got like 15 minutes. 15 minutes is good. Ooh, they have tabs too. But we're gonna do, I'm just gonna have a quick look at tabs. Ooh, very nice. Tab class, tabs panel, interesting. Oh, nice, I have this thing. This is so well designed. Oh, so nice. Yeah, so this one, yeah, with icons, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, but we're not gonna look at tabs. We're gonna look at tables because that's really hard to get right. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this into, let's make a new one. Table live. If you looked at the Phoenix Portal PR in the LiveView repo, that would make the arbitrary toast positioning issue much easier in the future. I have not. What is Phoenix Portal PR? Wait. Is this a new pull request or is it merged already? Portal? Ah, proof of concept. From last month. Interesting. So proof of concept PR implementing a new Phoenix binding called Phoenix Portal. This binding allows to designate an element to be rendered at another location in the DOM, designated by the idea that Phoenix Portal points to. This can be useful. That's where your portal is. Like it's in the game where you have two points and you portal things from one side to the other. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that would be great for flashes, right? Because you have like an empty element and you just add an alert element to it. That would be cool. This can be useful to render things like dialogues at the top layer outside any containers that might affect the rendering. Yes. Every single time. I have an issue where, well, not that often, but if you render a live view, it is by default a div. And if you want to make everything full width, the whole page, this div might not be full width, right? Like you have a layout, like a root layout and an app layout, and like the app layout has a flex, and you know, like everything is full width, and then you have a live view which is a div and it's only a tiny part of it. And you can style the div, but I think you can only do it in how you use the layout. Well, you can probably do it in your live view where you say live view use this layout, and then you have a class, like what's it called, a container class, I think you can give. And why are we not talking about this? Well, yeah, the point is that you can then easily give it a container class and then it becomes full width. Yes, but sometimes you have issues when you add an element somewhere else. I'm just talking. Doesn't make any sense what I'm talking here. This is a cool PR, the Phoenix Portal. It's a draft. So the idea is here that you can have a dialogue at the top layer outside in containers that might affect the rendering. Yeah, nowadays there's also a popover API in native dialogue elements, so this might be that important, not that important anymore. Yeah, but this stuff you can style quickly, so I think it's a good idea, because this I also don't feel like this is something we really want to support. It's funny that he opens this PR and then immediately says, I don't think we should support this. The PR only shows that it could be implemented. Interesting. Yeah. Try building something Phoenix portal. You can use this in your, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also, to be honest, I wouldn't know what I would use it for. But so it's just, you can just like add any element anywhere in the app using the Phoenix portal binding. Right? Render. So this one's rendering something as a portal target and a Phoenix. What's the binding? Here, render. Yeah, Phoenix portal target is a modal. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, but then you can use absolute. I think you can just use an absolute positioning and then you can, you know, put it up. Like you don't need to actually add it somewhere else in order to, like, I'm not sure. Why would you use this? I don't know. I don't see the use case. I don't know. But it's interesting. I mean, I like these kind of experimentations, and it's great that we add them. Yeah. Okay. We were looking at the table. And it's gone. Right. We don't have any leads, so this is the leads. Think a navbar in the layout. Its content can be controlled by the current root LiveView and its children. It's content of the navbar. Ah, ooh. Yeah. I see, like a notification bell, for example. Maybe. You know, like in the navbar. No, it's fine, it's fine. We love tangents here. We embrace the tangents. Well, what I can imagine is that you might have, like in the navigation bar, you have menu buttons, and you might want to show like a counter next to them, or like a notification, what's it, like a bell, like a sensor pulse thing, right? Like a button that is pulsing. Yeah, I could, like, if you imagine an email client and you have like inbox as a navigation item, and then next to the inbox you have the number of unread emails, and you only know that number once you actually start the live view that fetches the emails, right? So, but the navigation button is in the, you know, in the layout, for example. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that, but what you can also do is, like, even if you go to root, right here, for example, in root you already use the assigns. So you could assign something to this, like, you know, unread email counter, and then you would show it in the static, in the layout, or in the navigation bar. So I think it's already possible without. I mean, the thing is, you can't exchange the element that you have in there, right? At least not from the live view. Like if you wanted to show, you know, like an alert icon or a warning icon or like an all good icon, depending on how many emails you haven't read. But then again, you could add that logic in that button, right? And just say here, if assigns counter greater than this, then show that. So yeah, you can't control in the live view what you show in here, but you can also move the logic there, I guess. Yeah, it's one of these edge cases. I don't think they will actually. I don't know. Maybe they merge it. It's an interesting thought experiment, but I think Jose will come in and say, "Well, you can just do it like this. We're not going to support it," because they really try to keep the API as small as possible. All right. Enough about that. Let's talk about the table. So yeah, we're gonna assign what we had leads, apparently. Yeah, name, stage, and contact, or whatever. Name, status, contact. So one here we have name, Fuber, status, contacted, and we have contact, which is +1 and 2 0. Okay. All right. Okay, we have a table. Awesome. So let's see, what can we do? Can we add hovering? Do they have like a hover striped? Okay. Yeah. So, oh, they even have a select all checkbox. Striped. Table row striped. Is it striped though? Table row for striped. Selected leads. Howdy. How you doing? Ooh, very cool. Complex content. Am I missing something? It should be striped, right? Striped. Maybe like true? Because it's not striped. It looks striped, just subtle. Yeah, but I mean, on my screen, I can actually see it. Like dark, bright, dark, bright. And here it's just dark, no? Am I blind? So this one should be striped. Yeah, and they do have a dark, even, background white. Dark, even, background white. I don't see it. Oh, okay, there is actually, it's just not visible. Look, if I increase the, yeah, now you can see it. Oh, yeah. That is the problem with pre-styled elements. I like it, but you know, this is something you can easily shoot yourself on the foot with. Make your background gray. Yeah, I don't want to make my background gray 10. I want to make the element in a different way, and I don't want to override this thing. Yeah. Maybe I want to have a black background. So yeah, actually, if I manually change it, then you can see it. But I mean, now it's not visible. Circle error? No. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, these are. Yeah. Also here it's barely visible. Okay, and can I do a class hover background gray 700? Yes. Ah, I can, but not on the stripe ones. You see? This works, this works, middle doesn't. So I can't use these two together. Oh, no, it doesn't work at all. Wait, yeah, okay, I had a mistake here. Yeah, okay, now it works at least. Yeah, all right. I mean, you know, I can also do stripe, not, and then I just do even background white. And this should be like 20. Right, see, well. I don't need the stripe, it's fine. But this is better. I like it though, you know, it's just, it wasn't very useful for me. Okay, yeah, of course you can also make more complex things with it because it's a slot. You can just put everything in there. Looks nice though, this one. What about clickable headers? That's important too. Yes, because you want to have that for sorting. So you can do Phoenix click sort and Phoenix value. Yeah, okay, well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like headless UI actually. Like that's what I don't want. I also don't want naked stylable events. I don't want to style everything myself. I want to have a nice baseline, like a pre-styled baseline that is good. And then I want to have the escape hatch where I can add my own styling to it if needed. And again, I said that early in the stream as well. like using these elements, just giving like, you know, elements or components you can use in your UI, like it's fine to have it in your dependency and then only, you know, call it like this. The alternative to this would be that you actually copy paste the CSS code into the application, like in the core components, right? So if I would, for example, use something like Tailwind UI, like they actually give me something like this. Not like, yeah, whatever. This animations, whatever. Yeah, not like a list here. Like Tailwind UI, they actually give you the whole HTML and CSS, and you can copy paste it into your application, and then you can manually change all the classes you want. And I think it would be nice to have that eventually, at least for the state, well, for the components that don't, well, I mean, even if you have a hook, you can add the hook to it, and I will import the hook for you, but, you know, just give me the HTML and CSS, like the heeks. And then I can go in and I can change all the classes that you have set that might not work for me, you know, instead of trying to override them, because you might not be able to override all of them. For example, what we've seen here, you know, like if you use styled, like there was a dark, it's like, for example, we saw with the text where I tried to just change the text color, and because the Fluxon things I'm on dark mode, which I am, but still I'm not, you know, designing for either. That's why, like, it was hard for me to override the text color there. Yeah. Actually, it was not possible. And I had to do dark and then the text color. But I don't want to design for both always. I just want to have one type of styling. And only if I choose, then I add the dark mode, right? Anyway, long story short, I understand the appeal of headless UI that only give you the functionality, the logic behind it. But again, I'm not a designer. I actually pay money, you know, to use pre-designed stuff like Tailwind UI and now Fluxon. So yeah. Anyway, this is already working. Like you know, it's nice. We can style it ourselves. And what was the other thing? You can add like, no, only here, right? Yeah, you can use a clickable header in the column. Yeah. Interesting. How do they? They don't. They didn't style the, like, depending on your sorting, they didn't change the sorting, the style of that thing. It's all right. I can do that myself. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you can just edit there. Makes sense. Good. All right. Let's see. We still have tables here. What about if I want to add a border in between? Not striped. Can I do this in table body class? And it's, I think, divide. It's just divide. Where is it? Tailwind CSS. I think it's divide Y or something. Yeah, divide Y. I think that worked. Let me remove the stripe, then we see it better. Yeah. Let's make it 2. Yeah, but it's dark, so we need to do the divide color. Divide, white, 100, whatever. Huh. Gray. You're right. Yeah, okay, works. All right, yeah, that's cool. No worries. Thanks for joining. See you next time. Yeah, you know, I think it's time to wrap up, really. We have looked at many things with Fluxon. Some things worked, some didn't. I'm still impressed by many of them. And, ooh, what's this? Oh, you get a full, was it a full layout? Oh, that's pretty cool. Form layout. Yeah, I would like to see how much of Tailwind UI is in here, honestly. Like, I don't think that they style all of this again, because this looks very much like Tailwind UI, um, which is fine. I'm not sure whether it's fine for Tailwind UI, but I think they're not that picky about it, so that's okay. Yeah. Toggle. Yeah. Cool. All right. Really cool stuff. They also give you all this stuff. That's cool. Oh, really? And it's just, I can just copy the code. Oh, thank you. Haha, this is exactly what I wanted, but I want this for all the components. Did I miss it? No, I didn't miss it, right? You don't have that here. No, it's only the components, like the helper functions. But this one actually, it's a layout you can you can just copy like the code of it, and then you can add it to your Phoenix Auth things. So really, really cool stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm excited about this. Now, so let's wrap up. I mean, what do I think about Fluxon, right? I mean, obviously, I was excited about it, and I bought it right away on the first day when it came out. It's $149. Now, from playing with it, I like it. I think it's really useful. It takes away so much work that I would usually need to do. So I'm I really love it. I haven't built a proper application with it yet. I mean, now we just, played around with it. But from what I've seen is, I think I think I would not yet use it in a really production application. Not my day job where I get paid money to code. But I would certainly use it for all my hobby projects and aspirational projects, so to say. There are a couple of things that I think need to be improved. One of the things is the dark mode. Definitely. So everything has dual styling now, which is cool. You can easily change between dark mode and light mode, but it makes it harder to work with this, especially if you don't want to design for both. What I mean with this, if you, like what we had here in the page, what is it? Page HTML there. No, where is it? Home there. So we had that situation, where we had the accordion and here. Like we had the accordion down here, right? And we wanted to change the color of this text. So we put, like I would do in every other thing, I would just set text green 300, but it doesn't work. And the reason for that is that my system is set to dark mode. So actually the dark color here is applied. So what I would need to do is I would need to say dark text green 300, 500, whatever. And now it's overwritten. But I don't want to design for light and dark the whole time, right? Because now I need to think about, well, if a user that has light mode enabled comes to this website, they're not going to see what I'm designing here. They're going to see the light version of it. So now I'm forced to design for both, which I don't want. So I think that is something that they should definitely improve. And I don't know, like make it a global dependency, just a global setting where you can say, I want to have both things. And I know that I need to style everything, for light and dark at the same time. Or ideally, let me give you the mode that I'm styling in, but then still. So like if I would get Fluxon, like, hey, an assign, for example, and say this is now light mode or this is now dark mode, still like Fluxon needs to have both of this in their components, both like styles. And if I want to override the component here and I don't have it set, like, I basically never tell them that I'm on light or dark mode. So I only give them text green 300. Well, what I could do is like, I just tell Fluxon I'm always on light. I'm always on light mode, and that means I can just set text green 300 and that's it, right? But yeah, Fluxon takes it from the browser. So I can't control that. Maybe I can, I don't know. But for now, I don't understand how. So also the thing here didn't work. They're actually coding. It's unknown hook. Yeah, I made a mistake somewhere. with the hooks. Oh yeah, I disabled the hooks. Sorry, that was my fault as well. Here, fluxon hooks, they should go here. All right, this. Now it works. All right, cool. So that's my idea. So I think the biggest issue that I've here seen is the dark mode, light mode situation, where I now need to style both of them. So I would like to just use one mode and just make it by default light, and I tell you whether it's light or dark, right? And if it's always light, then I can style, you know, just without having to use the dark modifier at all. Okay, step one. Step two is in the like home, where was it? So sometimes, yeah, let's where was it? Page live, I think. Yeah, page live. No, where was it with the attributes? I think with an input. Yeah, here. All right, the input. So the issue here is that, for example, with the input element, that not everything is a slot. Like the title, the description, help text, those should all be slots. And ideally, I would like to have both. Like I would like to have an attribute here that I can set, and then you just set it for me. But I would also like to have the option to have a slot that I can define. So like a, you know, a label slot, a description slot, a help text slot, because that way I can style these three things myself. Right now, I have no way of styling the label, description, or the help text. And that is, you know, not ideal if I want to change the text color, whatever, text, the weight of it or something. So, you know, it's fine for now. But again, I would like to have slots for these three things. And, you know, attributes are nice, but if you just make it a slot, I think nobody's going to really complain about it. If you just, you know, make it a label slot, fine, right? Yeah. That was the second point. What was the last point? Well, the alerts, I couldn't really make them work for, oh, wait, here, so. Like we used live toast and that worked nicely. And well, now actually stuff is a little fucked up, which is, let me just do this one. Yeah, so yeah, you know, I don't wanna have to think about how do I add these now to my Flash group, and I actually they are in my Flash group, I think. Maybe, yeah, they are. But they are not absolute style, you know, I can only show 2 at a time, they don't go away automatically. Everything that live toast does, it would be nice if Fluxon would be able to do that. Like here, this is now live toast. So I mean, forget these. That's just a problem because of my how I set up Fluxon. But this would be nice, right? And then I can actually add multiple, and they add below, and I can click them away, and yeah, stuff like that. That would be cool. Yeah, the alerts. And then, well, ideally, so one last point is, again, that everything here, all these components, they are helper functions, like the accordion, for example, right? So all these are helper functions, and I can style them to a certain point, but also then not anymore after a while. So it would be nice if I could just eventually in the future generate components inside my core component module that have exactly this template. So instead of using the helper function, I would actually have the full template with the CSS classes and all the slots and everything. I would have that inside my own code, because that would make it easy for me to override many of the default stylings. Imagine that I want to override all the default text color, right? It's always text gray 500 or something, and I want to have it something else. Or the rounding of certain things. Like I always want to use rounded instead of rounded LG, stuff like that, right? So that makes it easy if I have it in my own code base that I can just, you know, select all, replace, and that's it. I don't need to think about it. And if I wanted to do that now, I would need to add it to every single accordion item I ever create. I need to add like a new class that has a different rounding radius, for example. So ideally, you know, the same that we have it already with the layouts, you know, it would be really nice if I could just copy the code and add it to my own to my own application. Yeah, and there you have it. That's it. I think that is everything I have to say for now. I'm gonna play around more with this for my upcoming projects, but that's it for now. I think I'm very happy with this. I'm still happy with my purchase. I don't think this is, yet 100% production ready, but it's certainly a very long way already along that way. So well done. And yeah, happy to give any more feedback. And also, thanks to everybody who's still in the stream. Thanks for joining me. It's been a pleasure. You guys have been really, you people have been really inspiring and had good input today. And I'm very tired. And I think I will just go, that's it. Play some PlayStation now. It's weekend. I think I'm gonna kick back and enjoy the weekend. All right, everyone. Don't forget maybe to subscribe on Twitch or on Blue Sky, and then you get notified when well, actually Blue Sky doesn't have notifications, but Twitch has. So maybe follow me on Twitch or YouTube, and then you will get notified when I go live again on probably Monday. So see you then. Thank you very much.